Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Slickmoth, back again with another video, and before we get started on this video, I would like to say tomorrow, which is Wednesday, September 9th, I do believe. Is it September 9th? Yeah, September 9th, Wednesday, September 9th, I will be streaming starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be playing Batman Arkham Knight, of course, and trying to get to 200% completion. We did it the other night, and it was really fun, and a lot of people seem to enjoy it. So if you'd like to come and support the stream, it'll be on YouTube. So just right on YouTube, right on your subscriber feed, just like I posted another video at 5 p.m. if you'd like to go check that out. Anyway, moving forth with the topic of today's video, what I'd like to talk about is a Easter egg of sorts. Some would claim it's not really an Easter egg, but I found it yesterday, and I was just kind of looking around Gotham City, and I found it actually in two different places, and I've pretty much explored every single inch of Gotham City at least twice, and I never seen this before. It's in Wayne Tower and also in the Pier Docks. Basically, it's a newspaper, and I'll just go ahead and flash it onto the screen now so you all can see what it actually says. Now, we know there's going to be another Arkham game. I don't care what anyone says. You know, we've had all kinds of discussions of people saying they might not make another Batman game or whatever. What you have to understand is that Batman is the highest grossing superhero of all time, of any other superhero, Marvel or DC, I don't care. Comics, video games, movies, he destroys in all those categories, really. So, to the notion that Warner Brothers is not going to push out another Batman game, no matter how good or bad, that's pretty absurd to think. I find it hard to believe that there will not be another Batman game, probably made by Warner Brothers Montreal, since they already have the coding and the experience and everything like that. That's very likely. It is very likely. So at that point, the question really becomes, what will happen in this game and when will it take place, the next Batman game? Some have said that maybe it'll take place before Arkham Asylum, just like Arkham Origins did. Some will say it will take place in between the gap of Asylum and City. One thing I've always said about prequels and that kind of thing is that prequels are inherently limited in what they can do in terms of shock value in a story. We saw in Arkham Origins how there was a major plot twist with, we thought it was a Black Mask game. Of course, it turned out to be a Joker game, since Joker was Black Mask throughout the length of the game. The same thing really goes for the Batgirl DLC. Nothing's really particularly intriguing about what you can do with a plot, and although it's interesting, a prequel, because you can learn how you got to a certain point at whatever existing point that you're at, but you can't really have the shock value because you know that no characters are going to die. You already know which characters are going to live through it, and you may not know how they're going to live or how they may die, but nonetheless, you know who's dead and who's alive. So before Arkham Asylum, we know that Batman's not going to die, we know Gordon's not going to die, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. So it's inherently kind of limited in what kind of story you can tell and the breadth of basically the options that you have. Now, there's all kinds of different theories about how Arkham Knight ended. I'm not really going to get into that today. The main thing I really wanted to show you is that this Easter egg, it has to have something to do with the future of the Arkhamverse. If not maybe a game, then maybe a comic. There's all kinds of different comics about it. But what's even more interesting about this is that it says, I don't have the picture in front of me, I believe it said $500 million. That's a lot of money. I mean, Bruce Wayne, he's not that rich. I mean, come on, he's got a couple $1 billion. Keep it, like Donald Trump's got like $8 billion. Bruce Wayne is probably like a couple billion. He's not like $20 billion. Anyway, that's another point for another discussion for another day. So $500 million is a lot of money, and it's Wayne Enterprises. It's not his money technically; it's like his company. But Lucius Fox, of course, is the CEO in the Arkhamverse, as he is in The Dark Knight Rises, in the final trilogy of Christopher Nolan, or the final chapter of Christopher Nolan's trilogy. So Lucius Fox, he generally is the CEO. That's the way he is in the text as well. Those of you very studied on the Arkhamverse comics, and also just the game as well, they discussed it in City quite a bit. Bruce Wayne was very strongly opposed to the Arkham City project. In the comics, they kind of explored the notion that it's absurd, as Bruce Wayne thought, the notion of putting all these super criminals in one place and to reign free. They're not in cells, they're not controlled in a controlled environment, they're basically set to reign free, but just separate from society. And Bruce Wayne, of course, the humanitarian position that he has, he views this as absurd, that you're not really caring for these individuals and you're just outcasting them from society, which is not really going to fix the problem. Because of that, Bruce Wayne was the strongest voice opposing the Arkham City project proposed by Mayor Quincy Sharp at the time, and at that point, previously Warden Quincy Sharp of Arkham Asylum. Nonetheless, he was the founder of the Arkham City project, a politician, a very conniving one, to say the least. But nonetheless, he was a politician, and he was tasked with heading this Arkham City project. Basically, what I'm getting at here is that this newspaper really makes no sense. Why would Bruce Wayne's corporation be funding $500 million to a project that in the past has worked very poorly, and he has never kind of supported this notion of Arkham City, unless it were to fundamentally be changed in the way that it's executed. But nonetheless, if you revisit Arkham City via glitches or whatever, even if you just look at it, it's the same thing. So $500 million, how is that going to change it? You're still sectioning people off in this city. It's a part of Gotham City. It was Gotham City before Arkham City happened. You have to keep that in mind. The theater that Bruce Wayne's parents were killed at, Monarch Theater, that was previously Gotham City. It wasn't Arkham City when his parents were killed in Monarch Theater in the back alley. So even though Lucius Fox is technically in charge of all the funds with Wayne Enterprises, he's not going to support it if Bruce Wayne is not. If Bruce Wayne is so strongly outspoken against it at the beginning of Arkham City, which he was, remember after playing as Catwoman for like a few minutes, that's really the opening scene of Bruce Wayne standing on a podium saying that this is nonsense. Why are we doing this? This is stupid. We should not be doing this. Some of you may have seen this newspaper. I'd like to think that very few of you have, since it's in pretty obscure places. It might be in Paulie's Diner as well, in addition to this random dock, and also in the top of Wayne Tower. But I would like to think that you all, even if you have seen it, have not thought of it in the kind of way that Rocksteady functions. They don't just include this kind of stuff for no reason. And this newspaper, similar to the hints that we got about Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, with the wall that we could blow through, and we could go inside Warden Quincy Sharp's kind of secret room and find all kinds of stuff about the Arkham City project. Just in the same way that there was a boat in Arkham City we could go into, and all kinds of Scarecrow secrets about what he was planning for Arkham Knight, I think that this is no different. And although Rocksteady may not be making the game, they certainly are in on the framework of what Warner Brothers has planned, Warner Brothers Montreal has planned, in the future of the Arkhamverse. So guys, Arkham City of course was the most well-received Batman game in the history of any superhero game of all time. So I would like to think that an Arkham City 2 or a sequel involving returning to Arkham City is not out of reach, it's not out of realm, and it makes sense. It really does make sense for Warner Brothers Montreal to do, to build on the existing franchise that Arkham City was built by Rocksteady, because it was so successful, and because Arkham City just as a location is such a landmark to all of us Arkham fans. It really does make a lot of sense for them to go back. The real issue lies with the logistics, right, of, you know, Arkham Knight didn't exactly end in a very clear way, that Batman is still out there doing what he does best. So there's a lot of other loopholes, and I get that, but I'm just simply proposing an idea to you. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I hope to see you on my stream tomorrow at 5 p.m. Hope you'll enjoy the video. Feel free to hit the like button if you enjoyed. My name's Slickmoth, and we'll see you later.